How's it going? Some more drink reviews. Just making sure everything is ready. It looks like it's working. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I got 3 more drinks to try today. Do a little review of each one. We've got this Vita Calle Tepache strawberry. We've got a classic sparkling ice caffeine blue raspberry, and then Vita Malt, also classic, but it says classic. Vita Malt. So an interesting combination of stuff today. I think I'll start with this little can of soda. I'm going to do my presentation on each one, and then I'll check the comments and see if anyone said anything. But yeah, that's pretty much how we do it. Okay, I think I'm good to go here. First one, taking a look at this De La Calle Tepache Strawberry Citrus Soda Pop. It says modern Mexican soda, 6 grams of fiber, 12 fluid ounce. Let's look at the nutrition facts. Contains 9% juice, 50 calories, 25 milligrams of sodium, 26 grams of total carbohydrates, got 6 grams of dietary fiber, 7 grams of total sugars. It has 12 grams of erythritol, which is a low-calorie sweetener. It's quite a bit. Calcium, iron, vitamin C. Then for the ingredients, we got carbonated water, tepache, whatever that is, erythritol, acacia, fruit juice concentrates, apple, pear, strawberry, elderberry, natural flavors, lime juice concentrate, agave fiber, citric acid, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, lemon extract, and rosemary extract. So there's a lot going on here. And there is also some marketing info on the side. I'm not going to read that here, but I'll show it on screen. I've never had these before. They look pretty interesting. So I'm going to go over all of it again. De la Calle. I looked up the pronunciation, but I'm still not sure. De la Calle Tepache. Modern Mexican soda, 6 grams of fiber, strawberry citrus, 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliters. Does say USDA organic. Then for the nutrition facts, 9% juice. It's always nice to see actual juice, fruit juice in some sort of drink. 50 calories, 25 milligrams of sodium, 26 grams total carbohydrates. Then you got the mix of the fiber and actual sugar here, 7 grams. But it also has erythritol, 12 grams, which is quite a bit. And that's a low-calorie sweetener sugar alternative. So know that's in here and do your research on it. So there is some mixed research on that one. For the ingredients, we've got the carbonated water, tepache, erythritol, acacia, fruit juice concentrates, apple, pear, strawberry, elderberry, natural flavors, lime juice concentrate, agave fiber, citric acid, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. And then we've got the lemon extract and rosemary extract. So the ingredients are interesting. Definitely unique for a drink. Oh, and there's a little bit of calcium, iron, and vitamin C in there. Yeah. Salud. Fused with traditional refreshing twist. And then, what does that say? Inspired by the timeless heritage of tepache. Oh, it's supposed to be a beloved fermented pineapple drink. I don't know if I've ever had that. Okay. Craft fermented. Interesting. So this could be pretty unique. We'll see. Pop it open and try it out. Whoa, I can smell it already. Smells nice. Definitely strawberry smell. It should be good. So this is naturally colored. Always good. In that case, bit of a slight, almost brown, amber golden color to it. You can see the carbonation. Looks good. Do a full zoom in for this. Yeah. The frothing on top is interesting. Anyways, that's that. Looks nice. Just do another smell test. Yeah, it's a mix of berry smell, some type of soury something. Anyways, this is the De La Calle Tepache Strawberry Citrus. Let's try it out. It's not as sweet tasting as I was expecting. Even with the erythritol stuff. Yeah, I do notice some sort of almost pineapple taste, which doesn't have any actual pineapple in here. It's got the apple, pear, strawberry, elderberry. But I guess that could be tepache, Tepache, which is a fermented pineapple drink. So I guess it would be in that. Hmm. I can see the carbonation, but it's not super fizzy in my mouth. It's a nice, pleasant berry taste to it. There is a little bit on the back end that's kind of bitter. I'm not sure what that's coming from. Maybe it is the tepache thing. Fermented tepache cultures, fruit juice concentrates, pineapple, orange, apple, grapefruit, lemon, and lime, tamarind. Oh, okay. They split them up. So there's more stuff on the bottom that I didn't read. Let's see if we can get it to focus. So all of this stuff down here. Fermented tepache cultures, fruit juice concentrates, pineapple, orange, apple, grape, lemon, lime, tamarind, and then the whatever type of sugar that is. So there's a lot going on here. Yeah. Let's keep trying it out. Tiny bit sour. It's got the fruity flavor to it. I think lime does make sense. I could kind of see the lime. Smells nice. Tastes pretty good. Straight from the can. Yeah, it just doesn't have much carbonation. I do get kind of a dry sense in my mouth afterwards, which isn't amazing, but yeah. So the mix of the sourness, which isn't super strong, the sweetness is pretty minimal in this. Again, even with the erythritol stuff, I kind of wish, I mean, it'd probably be a lot less sweet tasting, but just don't include the erythritol sweetener, in my opinion. It does have the 6 grams of fiber. I'll find out later if that causes me issues or not. But overall, I think it tastes really nice. Obviously, that's personal preference. The carbonation's just, I guess, there, but I don't really notice too much of it. It's kind of a smooth drink. It does have vitamin C in here. That's nice. A little bit of calcium, a little bit of iron. Lots of ingredients. It does have actual fruit juice. That's also nice. But again, I'm not thrilled with the low calorie sweetener they put in here. But that's just personal preference. Do your research on stuff like that. Other than that, I think it's interesting. Probably worth checking out if you like this type of drink. That was the De La Calle Tepache Strawberry Citrus. You need to drink something after that. As in water. So we got 2 more. We got the sparkling ice, caffeine, this Vita Malt stuff. I have 2 cups, so I'm going to have to clean one of the cups up. Hopefully the cup will not taste like paper towel. Well, anyways. Next up, I'll leave the Vita Malt for last. Get one of the classics. Any comments, questions? No? Okay. Oh. I mean, there's carbonation, obviously, but yeah, anyways. Take a look at the Sparkling Ice Caffeine Blue Raspberry, one of the classics at this point. I don't think I've ever reviewed this one, at least in my current format. All right. Let's see what they call this thing. Blue Raspberry Flavored Sparkling Water, 16 fluid ounce. For the nutrition facts, we got 0% juice, 5 calories, 0 milligrams of sodium. Let's have vitamin E, niacin, biotin, vitamin B6, B12, pantothenic acid. And for the ingredients, we've got carbonated water, contains 2% or less of fruit and vegetable juice for color, natural flavors, caffeine, green tea extract, vitamin E, B3, B5, B6 biotin, B12, sucralose, which is a low-calorie sweetener sugar alternative, citric acid, tartaric acid, gum arabic, ester gum, calcium disodium EDTA to protect flavor, and potassium benzoate to preserve freshness. So it's got not amazing ingredients. Yeah. It says colors and flavors from natural sources. Good source of vitamins and antioxidants, and it has 70 milligrams caffeine. There it is, blue raspberry. 70 milligrams caffeine, 16 fluid ounce, 473 milliliters. Contains 0% juice, 5 calories, 0 milligrams of sodium. You've got the vitamin E, niacin, biotin, B6, B12, pantothenic acid. It specifically shows the vitamin E in here. It's made in Washington. And then we've got our Ingredients list, which is pretty big here. Carbonated water, fruit and vegetable juice for color. That's always nice to see. Natural flavors, caffeine, green tea extract, the various vitamins in here that they add. Things of note would be the sucralose. So that's going to be the sweet taste. It's a low calorie sweetener. Do your research on that one so you understand what you're drinking. Citric acid, tartaric acid. That's going to be the combo of the sour flavor and such. And we got the gum arabic and the ester gum. I assume these are just to keep things mixed. And then also two different things for keeping it shelf stable. Calcium disodium EDTA to protect flavor, and then potassium benzoate to ensure freshness. So that's that. Anyways, gonna open this up and try it out. I've had this one quite a bit over the years. That is blue. So they somehow get this from fruit and vegetable juice. I don't know how. Looks cool. Definitely see the carbonation. Yeah. Anyways, I think it looks interesting. And kind of surprised they can make that work without food dyes. All right. It's got that classic blue raspberry, which isn't a real fruit, but it's got that classic smell. It smells almost like cotton candy. Yeah. Let's try it out. Still a good amount of carbonation. Is that fruity berry flavor to it? The sucralose as a sweetener, it has a specific taste. So if you're okay with the taste of sucralose and just like the research and everything on sucralose, then this could be something you could check out. I think overall it tastes pretty good. I do like the blue raspberry flavoring. So if you are into the specific flavor of blue raspberry, which is a pretty common flavor used for stuff like this, there's no reason not to check it out if you've never tried this one. It does have the 70 milligrams of caffeine in here, which is a pretty reasonable amount. It's not like a crazy large amount. It's probably similar, if not a little bit less than a cup of coffee, which is 8 fluid ounce. This is 16. So this is basically double the size of a cup of coffee, the official cup size. And that's going to have more caffeine than this. So the amount of caffeine per volume is less in this thing than a cup of coffee. After seeing it, which I don't know if I've ever poured this into a glass, the blue is interesting. It's almost like a gray blue. And I wouldn't say that that is visually appealing to me in the sense that I want to drink it. So, but if it were more blue, that would probably be worse. So I'm fine with this. It's fruit and vegetable juice for the coloring, which is nice. But yeah, just coloring in general. when it's not super necessary. I don't know. For something like this, I get it. It makes sense. Yeah. Let's try from the can real quick. Obviously, if you want as much carbonation as possible, drink it from the can. But I think there's enough flavor here with the sourness, the blue raspberry flavor itself. I think it'd be fine to pour into a glass, drink it from there. I am getting kind of like a dry mouth type feeling from this. It could be the acids, the tartaric acid and the citric acid, which kind of do a combo of flavors to give you that slight direction of like a Sour Patch Kid type flavor, because those use the tartaric acid in them. And then the citric acid, of course, adds that sourness too. But yeah, my mouth is super dry at the moment. Anyways, I think it tastes pretty good. It's got a little bit of caffeine for you if you're into that. I'm not a huge fan of the sweetener used, that sucralose, but if you're okay with that, then it might be worth checking out. That was the Sparkling Ice Caffeine Blue Raspberry. All right, next, one more to go. This one's been sitting a while. Oof. Next up, Vita Malt Classic. It's a non-alcoholic malt beverage. Let's see what it says here. It's really hard for me to read this text with this lighting. 11.2 fluid ounce. There are various sizes of this thing, but this is the one that I've got. So, nutrition facts: 220 calories for the bottle. 30 milligrams of sodium, and then 46 grams of total sugars. So it's got a lot of sugar in here. Trying to read this is tough. I used a light silver font. Sugar. So it's got sugar, barley malt, barley caramel color, hops, carbon dioxide, citric acid. And I think it's different languages. Yeah. I'll show it on screen. So Vita Malt Classic. Then we've got the 11.2 fluid ounce size, very specific. 330 milliliters. Nutrition facts: 220 calories for this bottle. 46 grams of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in here. We've got our ingredients: water, sugar, barley, caramel color, which I'm not thrilled about. It's an additive color. Carbon dioxide, citric acid, and I think that's it. So it's relatively simple ingredients, but yeah, it's got caramel color in here. I mean, a lot of colas put caramel color in them, so at least know it's in here, whether you care or not. Okay, that was easier than I thought it'd be. Oh, it's gonna frothing. All right, we'll use the big cup. Whoops. That is intense looking. That is darker than I was expecting. I feel like they really don't need to add the caramel color. It just looks unnatural. How dark it is. The foaming's cool. It does kind of mimic a beer, I guess. Yeah. All right. Let's do a smell test. Oof. Oh my gosh. It smells like pee. A mix of pee and I don't even know. It doesn't smell amazing. So this is the Vita Malt Classic. Let's try it out. There is a fair amount of sugar in here. I feel like they think it's necessary. It's got that smoothness to it of that type of carbonation, like a slick type of carbonation. It's odd to me the level of sweetness that this thing is, plus like the textural and the bitterness that it's got going. It definitely has a bitter note to it. And it does remind me a little bit of a beer, like a Guinness or something. I think I would prefer this just to not have that much sugar. If you're going to have a bitter drink, just let it be what it is. And then take out the caramel color too. Then I would be like, this is for people that are into that, which would be probably me. But whatever this is, as it is a thing, no. The amount of sugar in this, it's like they're trying to mask what it is, and it just doesn't. To me, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. So you got this weird, very strong sweetness to it. And then on the back end and everywhere else, you've got the bitterness from the malt stuff. I mean, it's not bad. I would drink it, I guess. But I mean, if you're okay with bitter drinks, I'm fine with that type of stuff. But then the sweetness to me just doesn't make sense for this. Yeah. My mouth is getting pretty dry drinking this. Again, it's got 53 total carbohydrates, 46 grams of sugar, which is a little bit more than a can of pop. So, I mean, if you buy a high fructose syrup, mass produced can of pop, it's going to be similar in the amount of calories. Actually, it'll probably be less calories because when you combine the sugar here plus whatever else is going on, it's 220 calories. So that it is higher than a lot of small cans of pop. This does have a little bit more liquid than a can of pop, so it's 8 versus 11.2 fluid ounce. So maybe per volume or something, it's similar to a can of pop with high fructose corn syrup or regular sugar. I am getting an aftertaste of the bitterness coming through. I'm okay with the flavor. I don't mind bitter things, bitter drinks or bitter tasting stuff, but a lot of people hate it. So if you don't like that, then this is not going to be a thing you want to drink. For me, I just don't like how they force so much sugar into this when they're kind of trying to mask what it is, which I would be fine with what it is if, yeah. So it's just a weird, it doesn't feel like a good mix to me, but it's just personal preference. Again, also, I wish they would not bother with the caramel color. Just let the natural color of the barley and such shine through instead of trying to make it this deep, dark kind of fake beer look to it. And it's even darker than beer by far. So to me, that seems pointless because they're just adding that caramel color in here. I like the smoothness of the foam, the head or whatever you call it. That's nice. So that kind of goes in the direction of a Guinness or something. But yeah, I just wish they wouldn't put as much sugar. They wouldn't bother with the caramel color. And if they did that, then I'd consider drinking this. Lower the calories just by not having so much sugar in it would make sense to me. Other than that, I think it's interesting and worth at least trying. But I do think they need to make one that doesn't have as much sugar, takes out the pointless color. Yeah, so that's the Vita Malt Classic. Cool. Get the topper on. Does this thing go back on? I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Man. Yeah. Considered rebranding some of my food and drink review stuff, but it currently is called Scotty Joe Food Reviews. I do mostly drink reviews. But if I change it ever, I don't know. Maybe it'll just be called Scott instead of Scotty, because I don't really go by Scotty. Unless, I mean, when I was a kid, I had a rare nickname with that. But, anyways, if you see the reviews and stuff after the fact, I hope you enjoy them. I'm gonna sign out. See ya. So there's that. Man, my mouth is so dry from this stuff. I could sign out of the YouTube stream. So for YouTube, I'm going to go over to my Scotty Photon YouTube channel to do the editing of these. So there's that. And then I will post them to Amazon and the related YouTube channel as I do, because it's good to do it in the moment. Otherwise, I probably won't. And yeah, so I'm going to sign out of that one YouTube channel. So yeah. 7 views.